Hello student, in this video lecture series we'll discuss the third part of the chapter 3, atoms and molecules. Student, in this lecture we'll be discussing about formula making of a chemical compounds. Then after that we'll discuss the calculation of a molecular mass and molar mass. Then we will discuss calculation of a mass and number of a particles. Student, before we move on and understand the calculation of the calculations and formula making, I want you to remind something. In our NCERT textbook, page number 37, table 3.6. This table you have to memorize. It's very, very important because that will help us making formulas. And atomic mass table. In the previous lecture, a list of elements and their atomic mass was given. So you go through that list. So those values, atomic masses values, will be used here in the calculation. And we have the formula that we'll be using throughout this calculations. These are the formulas. Student, we've discussed about this small m, capital M, small n, capital N naught. So you know about these formulas. Now let's start, student. Student, suppose we have to make a formulas of some compounds. The name of the compound is given to us like sodium oxide, aluminum chloride, magnesium hydroxide, and aluminum sulfate. Now student, if I want to make the formula of a sodium oxide, I'll be writing the sodium ions and oxygen ions. From the name itself, it's very clear. In this compound, two ions is used, sodium and oxygen, oxide ions, sodium ions and oxide ions. So we know the formula of a sodium ion is a Na plus, and oxide ion is O2 minus. So first you write this, then after that, you simply write the neutral molecule without a charge. So neutral atom, sodium atom, neutral oxygen atom, and you write the charge. You can see here +1. It's a plus, only one plus is there. So we'll write 1 here. This 1 means the number of a plus or minus charge. So in this sodium, the sodium carries a +1 charge. So we'll write 1. And oxygen, you can see it carries a -2 charge. So we'll write 2. We will not mention the plus and minus. We'll simply write the values. So this is 1. So 1. This is 2. So we'll write the 2 here. And we'll cross over this. So this 2 will be written with the sodium and this 1 will be written with the oxygen. And that's how we get the formula for sodium oxide. So similarly, suppose if I want to make aluminum chloride formula, then the name itself says aluminum and chloride. So first we'll write the aluminum ion, it's a Al3 plus, and chloride ion as Cl minus. So now we'll write the neutral atom aluminum and chlorine, and we'll write the charge carried by the ions of aluminum and chloride. Now aluminum carries a +3 charge, so we'll write 3, and chlorine carries a negative charge of 1 unit negative charge, so we'll write 1. Now cross over this 1 will be written with the aluminum and this 3 with the chlorine. So we'll get the formula AlCl3. So similarly, magnesium hydroxide, you see in the name itself, it's written magnesium and hydroxide. So we'll write magnesium ions and hydroxide ions. So neutral atom magnesium and neutral OH, and write the charge carried by magnesium here, the charge carried by OH here. Now if you cross over this, you'll get the formula like this. And now student, here we are writing this bracket. So remember one thing, suppose when you are using or when you're getting any polyatomic ions, now that polyatomic ions will be enclosed within the bracket. Enclosed within the bracket if it is a polyatomic ions. Now you know this is polyatomic ions. So aluminum sulfate. Again students, see aluminum and sulfate. So we'll write the aluminum ions and sulfate ions. Now neutral aluminum and neutral sulfate, and write the charge carried by each of them. So aluminum +3, we'll write 3 here. Sulfate is carrying a charge of a 2 minus, so we'll write a 2 here. And if you cross over this 2 will be written with the aluminum. Now student, pay attention. You have a polyatomic ion here. Now this polyatomic ions, we have to enclose within bracket. And we'll write this subscript here, 3. So that's how we get the formula Al2SO4 whole thrice. That's how we read this. So these are the formula making. Now student, let's move on to another topic, that's a calculation of a molecular mass and molar mass. Student, from the previous lecture, you know what is molecular mass and molar mass. So what's the difference between the two? Now let's calculate the molecular mass and molar mass of some of the molecules and compounds. Say suppose we have a hydrogen molecule here, carbon dioxide molecule, ammonia molecule, and this is methanol. So let's calculate. So suppose H2. Now student, we have hydrogen here 2, So 2 hydrogen, so we'll write 2 here, and this 1 is the atomic mass of hydrogen. So 1 to 2 gives you 2U. So we've got the value 2. Now I'll write the molecular mass as a 2 unit. This 2U. When I write U, it means molecular mass. Now if I want to calculate molar mass, I'll use the same 2, but I'll use the unit gram. So that's the difference. Molecular mass, it's a 2 unit, molar mass, 2 gram. Student, calculation of a molecular mass and molar mass, the same way you can calculate. The only difference is the units. So molecular mass, we use the unit U, and molar mass, we use the unit gram. Now we have a carbon dioxide molecule here. So we have one carbon atom. You can see one carbon atom. So we'll write 1 here. And this is what? This is the atomic mass of a carbon. Now plus, we have 2 oxygen atoms. So this 2 is the number of oxygen atom. And the 16 is the atomic mass of a 16. So if you simplify this, you'll get the sum 44. Now molecular mass will be written as a 44 unit and molar mass as a 44 gram. Now suppose come to ammonia molecules. So in this ammonia molecule, you have 1 atom of a nitrogen and 3 atom of oxygen. So 1 is 1 atom of nitrogen, and 14, that's the atomic mass of a 14, and plus 3, so that's the 3 atom of hydrogen, and that's 1, that's the atomic mass of hydrogen. If you simplify this, you'll get the sum 17. So molecular mass is 17 unit and molar mass is 17 gram. So in case of a methanol, you have a 1 carbon atom, 3 plus 1, 4 hydrogen atom, and 1 oxygen atom. So 1 carbon, that's the number of a carbon atom, 1, multiplied by its atomic mass, 12, plus we have 4 hydrogen atom, 3 plus 1, 4, multiplied by its atomic mass, hydrogen atomic mass is 1, plus this is oxygen, number of oxygen atom, that's a 1, multiplied by its atomic mass, that's 16. If you simplify this, you'll get the sum 32. So molecular mass will be 32U and molar mass will be 32 gram. Student, I hope you understood how to calculate the molecular masses. Now student, let's move on to the third part of our today's lecture. That's the calculation of a mass and number of our particles. Student, here is one calculation which is based on the number of a particle and a mass. There is a link between the number of a particles and the number of a mass. Let's try and understand how to do the same. So suppose here is a question. Calculate the number of a moles for the following. First part, 52 gram of helium. 52 gram of helium. And second part, calculate the number of moles for 12.044 into 10 raised to 23 number of helium atoms. So we have two different parts of this question. Let's start the first part. Now student, what do we need to calculate? Number of moles. Now come to this formula. Number of moles. Now this symbol stands for the number of moles. We want this small n. We have small n here also. So which formula to use? Now see what is given in question. So based on your given information, you decide the appropriate formulas. So student, here mass is given. So of course we'll be going with this formula where mass is used, or mass quantity is involved with this formula. So first let's write the given quantities. We have a mass. This is small m is the given mass, as I mentioned in the last lecture. So small m is 52 gram. That's given to us. And capital M, because in this formula we need this capital M also. You know what is capital M? It's a molar mass. So molar mass is 4 gram. Now from where this 4 gram? Because atomic mass of a helium is 4. So we'll write 4 gram. Molar mass unit is 4 gram. So molar mass of helium is 4 gram. Now I know from this formula to calculate this number of moles, I need a small m. I have a small m. I need capital M. I have small m, capital M. So let's use the formula. Small n is equal to small m by capital M. Substitute and simplify and you get the value. 13 moles. So student, 52 gram of helium, it means 13 mole of helium. 13 moles of helium. Now student, let's move on to second part of our question. So we have to calculate the number of moles. In the second part of the question, to us it is given number of atoms. That's a 12.044 into 10 to 23 atoms. And you know it's an Avogadro number, n naught, that's 6.022 into 10 to 23 atoms. Now I'll be using second formula. The second formula is this one. This time we are using this formula. Why? Because to us number of particles is given. No mass is given. So we are not going with the first formula. So we'll be using the second formula. Small n is equal to small capital N by capital N naught. So you have a capital N, that's 12.041 into 10 to 23 divided by capital N naught, that's 6.022 into 10 to 23. So if you simplify this, you'll get the value 2 moles. So student, 12.044 into 10 to 23 atoms means you have 2 moles of atoms. Now let's see one more problem, student. See, here we have another problem. Calculate the mass of the following. So we have two parts. We have to calculate the mass of 0.5 mole of nitrogen gas And second part, 6.022 into 10 is 23 number of nitrogen molecules. Student, in this both these questions we have to calculate the mass. In this case also you have to calculate the mass. 0.5 mole of nitrogen gas means how much mass? 6.022 into 10 is to 23 number of a nitrogen molecules. If you collect this many number of a molecules of a nitrogen, so how much it weighs? So mass we have to calculate. Now student, let's start the first part. First you write the given conditions. You have N, that's a given to us, 0.5 mole. N2, that's a nitrogen molecule. What is the mass of a nitrogen molecule? Molar mass will be how much? It's a 2. Because in a nitrogen molecule you have a 2 atoms, so 2 multiplied by its molar mass. Molar mass means atomic mass of nitrogen is 14. So if you multiply this, you'll get the value 28 grams. So molar mass of a nitrogen molecule, a nitrogen gas, is 28 gram. What do we need to calculate? Small m. So we have the first formula, the appropriate formula. Small n is equal to small m by capital M. Why? Because n is known to us, capital M is also known to us, and we have to determine a small m. So that's why this is the appropriate formula. So substitute all the given values in their appropriate places and simplify, and you'll get the value 14 grams. So that's the mass of 0.5 mole of nitrogen gas. So student, 0.5 mole of nitrogen gas means it's a 14 gram nitrogen gas. Similarly, we have another part. Let's see. Here also we have to calculate the mass, small m. Capital N naught, that's given to us 6.022 into 10 is to 23 molecules of nitrogen. N naught, it's a Avogadro number, 6.022 into 10 is to 23 molecules. One more point, student. If you're writing here molecules, if it is given to us as a molecules, with Avogadro number also we'll be writing molecules. If it was given as a atoms, so definitely we would have written here Avogadro number also atoms. So the unit should be uniform. Now capital M, that's a molar mass of nitrogen gas as we have calculated here. So it's a 2 into 14, that's 28 gram. Now this time we have been given number of atoms and we have to calculate the mass. So the appropriate formula will be this. The mass and the number of particles. The mass and number of particles are connected by this formula. So this is the appropriate in this case. So substitute the value small m divided by capital M, that's 28. And n, the value of n is given to us. And value of n naught is Avogadro number. So if you simplify this, you'll get the value of m as a 28 grams. So that's the mass of 6.022 into 10 is to 23 number of nitrogen molecules. So I hope student you understood the calculation involved in this chapter. So try and practice the number of questions given to you. So with that, we end today's discussion. Thank you.